Hi, guys. Our guest today has been involved in the martial arts for more than 45 years. He's the founder of Kung Fu Hsiao Academy, United States, and later, the Way of the Golden Dragon Kung Fu Academy. He has been recognized by the International Martial Arts Council for his promotion of the martial arts on a global scale. With his health and internal development of energy program, he is always one to look for the path of least resistance. Please welcome Master Alex Molina. How are you doing today, sir?
Hello, guys. How are you, Sifu Wynter? And very happy to be here in your program, your podcast. And so thank you again. Like I said you before, it's a good opportunity to promote the martial art more than promote us. So thank you so much. Okay.
No, the pleasure is all mine. The pleasure is definitely all mine, Sifu Molina. Right. So I'd like to not waste any of your time at all. And so let's go straight into the interview. All right.
Okay.
Of course, very interesting question, which would be the first one. How did you get started in the martial arts?
Well, I'm from Cuba, okay, and I'm from Havana, Cuba. And like maybe everybody knows, in Cuba, the little kids start normally in judo, boxing, wrestling. So I'm starting judo. I was very, a little bit fat and very, uh, humble guy, very quiet. So my mom and my dad say, hey, you need to practice martial art. And they put me in a school, in judo school, with Master Tamayo in La Habana, in Havana. And I started practicing there. My brother, my middle one brother, was practicing karate, and me judo, right? So I was a few years practicing judo from maybe 9 years old. I started at 9 years old, 10 years old. So I was in judo a few years. And all the little kids in the neighborhood, want to practice different, judo, karate, or boxing. So that was my beginning. And so after that, I started doing karate, Shimon karate. I was practicing different places, but the more important place was with Great Master Paulo Silvente, was a Great Master in Cuba, and a lot of years practicing karate, in Cuba. And university, when I started university, it's Hsiao, Kuhai is the name. I studied civil engineer there. I continued practicing karate. I was part of the university team, karate team, and I participate in different events, national and international events, karate events. So basically, I was practicing karate for a lot of years. And I hear about Kung Fu, everybody know about the movies, Bruce Lee, all that. But in reality, I prefer, the fighting, the combat karate fighting. Say, no, Kung Fu it's not for me, you know. But someday, one of my friends introduced me, Master Jose Luis Riveron, and he teaching Hsiao, one system of Kung Fu in Cuba. So I said, let me go and see what happens. So I surprised a lot when I saw what they doing. So I said, oh, I want to start Hsiao. So Hsiao is the Great Master, the main director in Cuba is Efren Gonzalez, and we was there, learning that system that opened my mind, and because they teach in the way that you understand that martial art is only one. Why? Because, for example, when I was in karate and judo a lot of years, but when they start teaching me, I understand that they never say, or they never said, kick of Hsiao. No. No, like, this is a strike from Hsiao. No. This is just a strike. And they teach me the elements, concept, principle of the strike and the key. So I realized, martial art is only one. The difference is maybe the style or the culture or the lineage, or because some master decide or prefer doing certain ways, right? So Keishao for me was like wow, open my mind, you know. So I emigrated from Cuba in 1998, and I'm trying to open my first school, Keishao School. So I opened the first school in the United States of Keishao, and I started teaching that. But at the same time, or in 2000, I think it was 2003, I met with my master, my actual master, Huang, of the system, Shaolin system, Xulong, the five animal system. So I'm gonna start learning from him. So now I'm very confused, but at the same time, I understand that the martial art is only one. So I open my mind, start in zero. So now I have Shaolin Kung Fu and Kei Xiao in my mind, you know, in my background, and also of course karate, judo, all that. But at that moment, I say, okay, I'm teaching, but I'm teaching part of the Kei Xiao, I'm teaching part of the Shaolin. So in the years, I realized that I'm doing my own method, not my martial art, because martial art is only one. Yeah, I don't invent any style. It's just my method to teach students, you know. So for that reason, later I call Golden Dragon or Kandun Tao the way of the Golden Dragon. So basically, the system of my method, um, that's another thing that I was thinking or that I learned, that the student needs to understand the difference between sport, self-defense in real situation, and the art. Okay, so my method I divided like that, you know. Okay, the art that is part of Shaolin, Xiao, okay, Kung Fu, Chinese styles, let's say like that, and self-defense based on the real situation, and also Sanda Sancho, like a combat sport, and also part of the ground fighting. Why? Because in that way, the student knows the difference. Oh, this is the art. Okay, how can I use the art in a real situation or in a combat sport? Or how can I use the sport in the self-defense, you know? So my method, Kanlun Tao, is about that, okay? And also the hide that you mentioned before, Sifu, hide coming from hidden or hiding, hidden, no? Means age is the health and internal development of energy, but also it's based in Tai Chi Chuan, in the Di Jiao Quen, some form, and the Qigong, but also self-defense. Because at the end, for me, martial art is only one, and martial art is self-defense. So that's in general my quick history.
All right. That's great. That's great. So let's go into our second question then, Sifu. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking too much, right?
No, it's a complete look at your history of martial arts, of how you came from judo, karate, Keisao, right? And then how you transitioned from Keisao to forming the way of the Golden Dragon system, which is now blended, the Keisao blended with Shaolin Kung Fu. It's an awesome history, right? Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you.
So, coming from that history now, coming from off of that now, I do have to ask this, right? Which blends great into this question. What are some similarities or differences between the styles that you have practiced or teach? You can either highlight either one, differences or similarities.
Yeah, well, if you ask me that this question 40 years ago, I don't know how can I say it. But now I understand one thing. Martial art is only one. Okay. For example, you never say music's the music, right? Because it's the art. But you have different rhythm, different styles of music, right? So for me, martial art is only one. Okay. Okay. The difference, or I say maybe the preference to practice in each style depend of the master, depend on which preference has that lineage or that master from the beginning. And for example, some master maybe prefer use more kicking more than punching, for example. So they transmit that idea or that method to practice that. But at the end, all the martial arts supposed to have all the elements. If you practice the martial art, you're supposed to practice. Even you have one preference and you master in that preference, you need to practice kick, punch, take down, throw, ground fighting, lock, choke, forms, different way to or different element of the martial art. So my idea with this one is that the difference is in the method that each master use for teach the student. But at the end, it's the same by essence and by principles and by concept. Martial art is self-defense. Martial art is a method of cultivation, the spiritual, physical, and mental cultivation. So it's the same essence, it's the same objective. Martial art is the self-defense. So to me, it's no different. Is the just some let's say different ways to teach one element of the martial art. So if you, for example, judo, I'm studying judo, I was more about um, throw, take down, ground fighting, and start karate was not too many throws, not too many take down, just a few, and not too many were on the ground, just attack when somebody go to the ground, but no fighting in the ground. And but it's no different. It's just one element that you prefer training more than the other one in that kind of in that style in karate. So that is a good question because I love that question, people, because at this moment, martial art for me, I saw like the only one. So I can talk with anybody without any discussion because no, you do this one, no, you do no, because it's only one. We are family, it's only one family. So
True.
I don't know if that answer your your question, but it's that my opinion, about that.
It answers the question perfectly. What are the some similarities or differences? I like the answer. Martial arts are all one.
Yes.
It's all one, but the only difference is it's the, as you say, the method or the rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
I completely understand that. I completely understand that. A masterful answer. Thank you very much, Master Molina. All right, so let's go straight into our third question then. In your honest opinion, what is the hardest part of developing one's kung fu?
Yeah, I think it's a constant. Try to training the most time that you can. Why? Because okay, this is also part of another question. But when somebody practice, for example, judo, right, and they maybe practice, let's say, 3 days a week or 4 days a week, maybe 2 hours, right, for mastering throw, take down, and some fighting in the ground. Now, one practitioner of karate maybe practice the same, maybe 4 days, and they try to mastering strikes and some kicks, right? And taekwondo also try to mastering the kick, right? So what happened with kung fu, or what we call kung fu, right? We know that kung fu is kung fu martial art. Okay, they started from China that have maybe all the elements, like my method, right? You kick, you punch, you have punches, you have take down, throw. So you have all the elements. So my thing is, if you practice some system like this one, and you practice only 3 days a week, 1 hour, what's gonna happen? So I think the hardest part of this one is you have to put more time, more effort to mastering the element. Because it's one element in judo, take like 3 or 4 days a week, 2 hours, how you pretend mastering all the elements in 3 days. So my answer is you have to put more effort, you have to put more time to try to mastering the most element that you can in the martial art.
Put forward a consistent effort.
Consistent effort, yes.
Jumping into the fourth question now, right? If you could teach only one thing to the new generation of martial artists, whether it be philosophy or technique, what would it be?
I have to choose one or just one?
Just one, just one.
Well, philosophy is the base of the rest. Okay. If you don't have the philosophy, you're never going to understand the physical action or the technique. In Chinese, in the style from Chinese or Kung Fu, let's say Kung Fu, because everybody understands. For example, you start teaching the philosophy because you're going to become a weapon. You're going to become, you're going to learn things that the rest of the people maybe doesn't have. So you have to first understand the philosophy of the life. You have to respect everybody. You have to, all that we teach in our school, right? So without that, the rest is no martial art. So philosophy for me is that. So first, I think during the classes, because we live in different century and in different place. So, but we have to introduce in every class some part of the philosophy, and use something. If something happened in the class, take that moment for put some philosophy there. So the new generation start to understand for what is the martial art really, for what is martial art.
Okay.
Because martial art is a method of cultivation, physical, mental, and spiritual cultivation, but you need philosophy for that. So you're never gonna strike harder than the tiger. So you need a philosopher for understand when you have some power in your hand, how to use it. Philosophy is the more important thing. And in the temples, that's what I hear. I never been there, at least in this life. In the temple, they teach the philosophy, okay, the Tao, the way to be a good person, a good human being, respect all the beings. So philosophy is to me is the key of the martial art.
Is there any one specific philosophy that you would teach?
Well, one is you have to follow the Tao. The Tao means it's a huge means, right? But I think the more important thing is respect the beings, respect the others. Okay, it's a lot of philosophy, by I don't know if somebody look maybe see the movie or the series Kung Fu Caroline. So in that, every chapter is one philosophy of life. So to me, it's respect the others, respect the beings, all the beings. I think that we can start with that. We can start with that. And for example, protect. I love one of the philosophy that said check before um, check before hit, hit before um, kill. For example, So it's like you don't have to go up to that process. You have to try to avoid before check before destroy. For example. Or destroy or control is the best way to say. And so you have to teach, at least my self-defense start avoiding the situation, let it controlling the situation, So that's another important thing of philosophy, Not just thinking in destroy, thinking more in preserve.
More preservation. Okay. Definitely understand. That's great. That's great. All right. So, Sifu Molina. Sorry about that. Camera angle just changed there. One last question. How can you be contacted?
Oh, that's a hard question for me. Okay, yeah, yes. Well, my phone number is 305-484-1379. But we have a website for our school that is Golden Dragons Kung Fu.com. Okay, and we are located now in Miami, in the area of close to Tamiami Trail, AS3 and 127th Avenue. So that's it. We are there.
Right. You have Facebook, Instagram as well?
Yes, I have Facebook, Instagram, and I have also a channel. You know that the idea is a YouTube channel that is promote like you're doing. You know, good job, Winter, Sifu Winter, that you're doing.
Thank you very much. Thank
Because
you.
when we promote together, we promote the martial art. That's very important, you know. And I have a channel that is the El Moli Show. It's in Spanish, you know, L-E-L Moli Molina show. That is for promote our schools, you know, and promote the martial art and talk about self-defense. So you're free to go to
All
El
right.
Moli Show in YouTube.
The Molin Show or
El Moli
Molin?
Moli ELMOLINA show, the show. El Moli Show.
Okay. Okay. El Molina Show. Okay. All right. No problem. So we're going to go ahead and put that information in the description below.
Okay.
Also, in the description below is going to be all contact information for Master Alex Molina.
Okay.
Right?
That's a good. Maybe for the next one.
Academy.
Okay, for the next invitation, I want to talk about that word, Sifu, and all that. Okay.
All right. So that's all for the next time. So all contact information for Sifu Alex Molina is going to be in the description down below. Also in the description below is going to be a link for FeiYue shoes. If you need FeiYue shoes, go ahead and click the link in the description below. Get the best prices, the best deals, all at FeiYue shoes. Sifu Molina, I want to thank you very much for the time that you've taken
to
be here with us today. It was a great time learning about your history, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you again.